In 1840, one man transformed travel in Britain. His name was George Bradshaw, and his railway guides inspired the Victorians to take to the tracks. Stop by stop, he told them where to travel, what to see, and where to stay. Now 180 years later, I'm making a series of journeys across the length and breadth of the country to see what of Bradshaw's Britain remains. We are at Hampstead Thameslink. Over there's West Hampstead. They're literally a 2-minute walk away from each other, but they're not connected. You can quite literally see the other line right there. Our goal is to get between Hampstead Thameslink and West Hampstead only using trains. So you know what that means? It's time for a pointless journey. Our route today takes us from Hampstead Thameslink to King's Cross, where we take a train to Peterborough. From there we pick up a train to Birmingham, where we take a very special train to Marylebone. From Marylebone we go to Harrow-on-the-Hill and switch to the Metropolitan line to Liverpool Street. Then we take a train to Stratford. From there we take our final train of the day to West Hampstead. Now, we've already covered Peterborough, so I'm going to talk about this train while pretending to read the book because I can, so deal with it. Anyway, this train is an Intercity 225 set built in 1988, hauled by a Class 91 Electra locomotive, a series of British Rail Mark IV coaches, and a Class 82 DVT on the other end for push-pull functionality. These trains accompany the likes of the Class 90 and the Class 43 in the British Rail Intercity programme, with all three of these sharing very similar appearances. Today these are still in service on the East Coast Mainline, and 225s can also be found operating, albeit with a diesel locomotive instead of a 91, yet still retaining the Mark IV coaches and the Class 82 DVT on the Cardiff to Manchester route. These are some of the most iconic trains in the country, and are some of my personal favourite trains to travel on. So we've already covered Birmingham, so there really isn't much to say. But the Birmingham Moor Street station is really beautiful. It's a lovely station. But Birmingham New Street, despite its depiction in the 1840s book, has changed a lot for the worse, and I'm glad that our connection will be leaving from the much nicer Moor Street station. Anyway, today much of the old city of Birmingham has been built over and replaced by boring concrete brutalist things. Though I thought we may as well take a wander around and show you, instead of expecting you to blindly believe me. We'll also show you around the beautiful Moor Street station. So if that's not an incentive to stick around for the next few bits of the video, then I don't know what is. We're going into Birmingham on the tram. because I want to show you guys how much of a shithole it's become since Bradshaw's time. And we're going on the tram, because tram. Right, so Bradshaw's talks about this like whole, like the Birmingham like town centre and like loads of like really massive influential buildings in Birmingham, including the New Street station. And you see during the British Rail modernisation plan, a lot of it was like just poof, including the New Street station. New Street station got like ecoed. Now here's an example of the proper old stuff in Birmingham. Like this is like nice old stone construction. This is what Birmingham used to be, and it's a shame to see what it's become when we turn the camera around and see that. And that is what nearly every building in Birmingham looks like. It's not this grand, majestic, beautiful stone Corinthian place as Bradshaw's described it 180 years ago. It's a shithole. Now at the Moor Street station. This is the last remaining bit of good, great Edwardian infrastructure that remains in Birmingham, post the construction of the new Birmingham New Street station and the construction of Birmingham Snow Hill. This is the last bit of great Edwardian and Victorian infrastructure in the Birmingham railway scene. And the people at Chiltern Railways have done an absolutely splendid job of restoring not only this station, but London Marylebone, which was restored alongside it. And this is one of my favourite stations in the UK. It's a prime example of just restoration to a station to bring it not only for a museum piece, but into the public domain again. Really done absolutely brilliantly. And our train is in an hour, and I cannot wait. Again, we've already covered London, so I'll dive in depth on the experience again. Now, I can't tell you how much of a little time capsule Birmingham Moor Street is, especially departing in the iconic British Rail Mark III coaching stock, being hauled by a DVT again reminiscent of a 225. The Chiltern Mainline silver sets are truly wonderful to travel on, and they've done a splendid job refurbishing these historic coaches, yet trying to keep as much originality as possible to them, even to the point of using the doors that would have been found on the Class 442s, which were derived from the Mark IIIs, so when they were told to replace the slam doors, they used those doors, just to keep that sense of authenticity. The trains are comfortable, and just like Birmingham Moor Street Station, feel like a time capsule in their own respect. Well, we're now back in London, on our way to London-Liverpool Street, where we make our connection to Stratford. We're on the Metropolitan line. This is one of 2 underground lines that are legal in this series, the reason being that most of its route is overground, and while it did have the first subsurface section of track in the world, I feel it would be more at home as part of the London Overground, given the fact that 26 of the 34 stations on the line are indeed overground. That's less than the London Orbital spends underground, and yet that is part of the Overground. So for all intents and purposes, the Metropolitan line is an overground line. We're now on a Class 720 Aventry unit built by Bombardier Transportation for Greater Anglia from 2018 to 2022 to replace their ageing fleet of Class 317s and 315s. Personally, I really like these trains. They're smooth, somewhat comfortable, and they have personality and charm to them, unlike some other trains that were introduced in recent years, Class 710. And I feel they're an upgrade from their predecessors while not trying to overshadow their legacy. We're now on the final leg of our journey, to West Hampstead. Overall, this journey was a lot of fun and I made some great memories along the way. Trains were comfortable, connections were made smoothly, and I loved the more historical and old-time feel of the episode, with many of the places we visited having historical significance while travelling on trains that are over 40 years old and are a testament to the build and design quality of their era. Anyway, we're approaching West Hampstead now, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to support these episodes, feel free to donate to the Patreon and subscribe to the channel, as that helps us out a lot and keeps this content going. Anyway, that's all from me now, so until next time, I bid you adieu.